would tell me a little bit more about what you do,
Mhm.
and do you specialize in anything particular?
Yeah, thank you. So obviously took the Quest training, and I'm now a cognitive hypnotherapist. And I think what I kind of specialize in is letting everyone know that everyone's an individual, everyone's unique, and it's about my kind of therapy and approach to people is really understanding about you as an individual, and then putting together like a kind of therapy plan, I guess, for you, using tools and techniques that I've learned through Quest, in order to get you to where you want to be, really. So I guess my speciality is individuals, so just letting you know that you are unique, and we have tools and techniques to help you get to where you want to be. And sorry if I repeated myself, then I realized I probably did. But yeah, that's kind of the crux of it, and just really reaching out to anyone. So it doesn't matter if you having struggles in a relationship with jealousy, or you can't stop smoking, or you can't stop reaching for that chocolate bar, it doesn't matter what it is. We're here to help you. You don't have to have a label, shall we say. It's for anyone, I guess.
Love it. So I often ask, obviously, Quest is, what's their story? How did you find out about Quest? What was your story with Quest? So tell me a little bit more about, kind of your journey with
Yeah.
Quest.
Cool. Okay, so I quite like telling this story, actually. I probably tell it quite a lot, but I'd say I have always struggled since a young child up to kind of, well, recently, and I always kind of felt like I didn't really know who to ask for help. And then I suppose when I got to about 17, I went to the doctors and explained how I was feeling, and then from 17 through to 30, I was on the search for someone to help me. And, I had so many different therapists, counsellors, tried so many different styles of therapy, and spent a lot of money as well. And kind of got to the point where I was like, kind of ready to give up. I didn't feel like there was anyone that could help me, sadly. And then a friend of mine recommended I went and saw a cognitive hypnotherapist, and I was like, oh, what's one of them? But I was a bit like, I don't know. And she was like, look, I will pay for your first session. And she still hasn't, by the way, but she said, I'll pay for your first session. I'm this confident. So I went and saw a cognitive hypnotherapist, and I was just blown away I felt like someone finally was listening to me. And the things that I thought that I was worrying about, that I thought maybe were quite silly, it was, I was listened to. And she did some sessions with me and some interventions with me, and it did change my life. It's the only way I can explain it, is it changed my life. And I think I may have had only 3 sessions with her, and the change was just phenomenal. I can't even say that word, but it was brilliant. And so I then was quite intrigued myself. I was like, this is what I've been looking for my whole life. And how many other people out there feel like that? And I just had to learn it for myself. And then when I learned that it was something that I could qualify in, and I could go to uni and do it. I haven't always kind of done so well at school or anything like that. So to kind of find a course that accepts me for where I am in my life, and I could go on and train to do what this lady had done with me. It was a no-brainer, really. So now sitting here sort of a few years later, qualified, been on the journey, done the training, had the life experience, and now teaching others and changing other people's lives is just like, I can't even explain how much joy that gives me. And just kind of helping other people that may feel a little bit lost on their journey, and getting them out of that kind of dark hole that I suppose I was in. So that's kind of my story as to how I got to Quest. So yeah.
Amazing. So all of the sort of everything that you do at the moment with your clients, is there anything in particular that, you know, maybe a tip or tool or a resource that you would want to teach them, something that perhaps they can use, you know, after listening to you?
Mm-hmm.
What
Yeah,
would
so
be?
I think the kind of key thing is, I would like to teach people that the behaviors you're doing, and maybe, you know, like I said, if you're smoking or overeating or acting in a jealous way or what have you, you know, all our behaviors have a good intention. So it's just to remind you that, you know, just not to kind of give yourself a hard time. So, you know, these things can be worked on, they can be changed, and we are all driven like 90% by our unconscious. So if you think about how massive that is, and with our therapy we work on that kind of unconscious, shall we say. So it's kind of like not to give yourself a hard time, and to be positive, and know that there is help out there for you. And, you know, no matter how silly you may feel about things, because mine was always, I was so insecure in my relationships, and I was so jealous, and trying to find, you know, how can I go to a doctor and say, oh, I'm really insecure, my boyfriend's going to cheat on me. You know, it sounds a bit mad to people, but, you know, that's unique, and that's something that's big to you, and is affecting you, and that's what I worked on, you know. And it turns out that came down to issues or you know, struggles that I had as a child, you know, and it comes out in ways. So I guess what I'm trying to say in a roundabout way is, it's about learning what got you to that behavior, and then working on it with me, or, you know, another questie, to work yourself, understand it, and use tools to kind of get yourself out of that, I guess. So, if that makes sense.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Woohoo!